Opposition often reveals the importance of integrity, resilience, and emotional discipline in professional environments. Psalm 109 presents a powerful picture of an individual facing hostility, false accusations, criticism, and resistance despite having sincere intentions. The chapter highlights a reality that many people encounter at some point in their careers. Success and dedication do not always guarantee universal support. Sometimes individuals face opposition not because they have failed, but because they are progressing, growing, standing out, or operating in environments where competition, misunderstanding, envy, and conflicting interests exist. One of the first lessons that emerges from this psalm is that opposition should not automatically be interpreted as evidence of personal failure. Many professionals spend valuable time questioning their abilities whenever criticism arises. While self-evaluation is important, it is equally important to recognize that not every challenge originates from incompetence. In many situations, resistance can emerge even when a person is working diligently, acting ethically, and contributing value. Understanding this distinction helps maintain confidence and prevents unnecessary discouragement. Integrity becomes especially important during such seasons. Integrity is the commitment to consistent honesty, ethical behavior, and alignment between values and actions. In professional environments, reputation is rarely built by a single moment. Instead, it develops through repeated demonstrations of reliability, responsibility, and trustworthiness over time. When opposition arises, integrity acts as a protective foundation because it creates a history of credibility that cannot easily be undermined by temporary criticism. People often underestimate how valuable integrity becomes during difficult seasons. When circumstances are favorable, integrity may appear ordinary. However, when accusations, misunderstandings, or unfair treatment occur, a consistent record of ethical conduct becomes one of the strongest forms of professional protection. Colleagues, leaders, and stakeholders often evaluate individuals based not only on isolated events, but on patterns of behavior established over time. Another important principle highlighted by opposition is emotional discipline. Professional environments frequently involve pressure, deadlines, competition, differing opinions, and complex interpersonal dynamics. Under these conditions, emotions can become intense. Criticism may trigger frustration. Unfair treatment may create anger. Misrepresentation may lead to disappointment. Without emotional discipline, these reactions can influence decisions and behavior in ways that create additional challenges. Emotional discipline does not mean suppressing feelings or pretending that difficulties do not exist. Rather, it means managing emotional responses wisely. It involves creating space between feeling and action so that decisions are guided by wisdom rather than impulse. Individuals who develop emotional discipline often navigate professional challenges more effectively because they remain focused on long-term goals rather than becoming consumed by temporary frustrations. Psalm 109 illustrates how opposition can create opportunities for character development. While challenges are rarely enjoyable, they often reveal strengths and weaknesses that might otherwise remain hidden. Difficult situations test patience, self-control, communication skills, and resilience. They expose areas requiring growth while also strengthening qualities necessary for future leadership and responsibility. Resilience is another essential characteristic developed through opposition. Resilience is the ability to recover from setbacks, maintain motivation during adversity, and continue moving forward despite obstacles. Career growth is rarely a straight path. Most successful individuals experience criticism, rejection, delays, and unexpected difficulties at various points in their journey. What often separates long-term success from stagnation is not the absence of challenges, but the ability to remain committed despite them. Resilient professionals understand that temporary opposition does not determine permanent outcomes. They recognize that setbacks are part of growth and that challenges often provide valuable lessons. Instead of allowing difficulties to destroy confidence, they use those experiences to improve skills, strengthen perspective, and refine their approach. Another important lesson from professional opposition is the importance of maintaining focus. Criticism and negativity have a way of demanding attention. People can become so preoccupied with defending themselves, responding to every accusation, or proving others wrong that they lose focus on their primary objectives. This distraction often benefits the opposition more than the person being opposed. Maintaining focus means continuing to invest energy in meaningful work, skill development, relationship building, and value creation. It means refusing to allow negativity to dictate priorities. Individuals who remain focused on contribution rather than conflict often achieve greater long-term success because their energy is directed toward productive outcomes. Communication also becomes crucial during seasons of opposition. Clear, respectful, and professional communication can prevent misunderstandings from escalating unnecessarily. Emotional reactions often create confusion, while thoughtful communication strengthens credibility and promotes constructive dialogue. Professionals who communicate effectively during difficult situations frequently earn greater respect, even among those who may initially disagree with them. Another valuable truth is that opposition often reveals the quality of one's support system. Difficult seasons help identify trustworthy relationships, reliable mentors, and supportive colleagues. These connections provide encouragement, perspective, and guidance when challenges arise. Strong professional relationships can make a significant difference in maintaining confidence and clarity during periods of uncertainty. Ultimately, Psalm 109 teaches that opposition should not be viewed solely as a threat, but also as an opportunity for growth. Integrity becomes stronger when tested. Emotional discipline develops through practice. Resilience grows through adversity. Focus becomes sharper when distractions are resisted. Character is refined through challenges that require wisdom and patience. The lesson is not that opposition should be welcomed, but that it can be navigated successfully. Individuals who maintain integrity, cultivate emotional discipline, and strengthen resilience often emerge from difficult seasons with greater wisdom, credibility, and professional maturity. In this way, opposition becomes more than an obstacle. It becomes a catalyst for developing the qualities necessary for lasting career success and long-term personal growth. Discernment helps distinguish between constructive feedback and distractions that weaken productivity. One of the most valuable skills a person can develop in any professional environment is the ability to accurately evaluate the information, opinions, and criticism they receive. Not every voice deserves the same level of attention, and not every criticism carries the same value. Psalm 109 highlights a situation where accusations, hostility, and negative words are directed toward an individual. This reality demonstrates the importance of discernment because without it, people can become overwhelmed by conflicting opinions and lose focus on their true purpose. Discernment is the ability to judge situations wisely and distinguish what is beneficial from what is harmful. In a career setting, discernment allows individuals to separate constructive feedback that promotes growth from negativity that merely creates distraction. This distinction is critical because growth often requires listening, learning, and making adjustments, while productivity requires avoiding unnecessary conflicts that consume valuable energy. Many people struggle with criticism because they respond to all feedback in the same way. Some reject every criticism immediately, assuming that all negative comments are unfair. Others accept every criticism without evaluation, allowing external opinions to undermine confidence and create self-doubt. Neither approach is effective. Discernment creates balance by encouraging thoughtful evaluation rather than automatic acceptance or rejection. Constructive feedback is often one of the most powerful tools for professional development. It identifies areas for improvement, reveals blind spots, and provides insights that can strengthen performance. Although constructive feedback may sometimes be uncomfortable, it is usually delivered with the intention of helping someone improve. Individuals who learn to recognize and appreciate useful feedback often experience faster growth because they continually refine their skills and approaches. However, not all criticism serves this purpose. Some comments are motivated by misunderstanding, personal bias, competition, frustration, or other factors unrelated to genuine improvement. Such negativity rarely provides practical solutions or meaningful guidance. Instead, it often creates confusion, emotional exhaustion, and unnecessary distraction. Discernment helps identify when criticism lacks constructive value and should therefore receive limited attention. One important indicator of constructive feedback is specificity. Useful feedback typically identifies clear issues and offers practical suggestions for improvement. It focuses on behaviors, actions, or outcomes rather than attacking personal worth. Destructive criticism, on the other hand, often remains vague, emotional, or personal. It may highlight problems without offering solutions and may aim more at discouragement than development. Emotional discipline plays a significant role in discernment. When criticism is received, emotional reactions can sometimes cloud judgment. Hurt feelings, frustration, or defensiveness may make it difficult to evaluate feedback objectively. Discernment requires the ability to pause, reflect, and assess information carefully, rather than reacting immediately. Another important aspect of discernment is understanding the source of feedback. Not every opinion carries equal weight. Feedback from experienced mentors, trusted leaders, knowledgeable colleagues, or individuals who genuinely desire growth often deserves careful consideration. In contrast, opinions from uninformed observers or consistently negative individuals may not provide the same value. Evaluating the credibility and intent of the source helps improve decision-making. Psalm 109 indirectly reminds us that opposition can sometimes produce noise that distracts from meaningful work. When individuals become preoccupied with responding to every criticism or defending themselves against every negative comment, productivity often suffers. Valuable time and energy are diverted away from learning, creating, and contributing. Discernment protects against this by helping people determine which issues truly require attention. Focus is strengthened when discernment is practiced consistently. Instead of becoming emotionally entangled in every disagreement, individuals learn to prioritize what genuinely contributes to growth and success. They become less vulnerable to distraction because their attention remains directed toward meaningful objectives. Discernment also protects confidence. Without it, individuals may internalize negative opinions that do not accurately reflect reality. Over time, this can weaken motivation and create unnecessary self-doubt. By evaluating criticism carefully, people maintain a balanced perspective that supports both humility and confidence. Another valuable benefit of discernment is improved communication. Individuals who evaluate feedback thoughtfully often respond more effectively during difficult conversations. Rather than reacting defensively, they can engage constructively, ask clarifying questions, and extract useful insights even from challenging interactions. This maturity strengthens professional relationships and enhances credibility. Discernment becomes increasingly important as responsibilities grow. Leadership positions often involve greater visibility, more diverse opinions, and increased scrutiny. The ability to process feedback wisely while maintaining focus becomes essential for effective decision-making and long-term success. Ultimately, Psalm 109 highlights the importance of wisdom when navigating criticism and opposition. Discernment allows individuals to learn from valuable feedback while avoiding distractions that weaken productivity. It protects focus, strengthens confidence, supports emotional stability, and encourages continual growth. When discernment is combined with humility, integrity, and resilience, individuals become better equipped to navigate professional challenges and continue progressing toward meaningful goals without being derailed by unnecessary negativity. Consistent excellence and value creation remain stronger than temporary opposition or false narratives. One of the most important lessons that can be drawn from Psalm 109 is that while opposition may create temporary obstacles, it cannot permanently overcome a life that is built upon integrity, competence, and consistent contribution. Negative words, misunderstandings, and unfair criticism may gain attention for a season, but lasting success is usually determined by the value a person consistently creates over time. In professional environments, reputation is rarely built through a single achievement or destroyed by a single criticism. Instead, reputation develops gradually through repeated actions, consistent performance, and demonstrated reliability. This is why excellence remains one of the most powerful responses to opposition. Excellence speaks through results. It creates evidence that often becomes stronger than accusations, assumptions, or temporary misunderstandings. Many individuals make the mistake of becoming consumed by the opinions of others. They invest so much energy trying to correct every misconception that they unintentionally neglect the work that originally created their credibility. While there are situations where clarification is necessary, there are also times when the most effective response is continued excellence. Consistent performance often provides a stronger defense than endless arguments. Value creation is especially important because organizations, teams, and communities ultimately depend on contribution. People are generally remembered for the problems they solve, the responsibilities they fulfill, the improvements they create, and the positive impact they make. Opposition may temporarily distract attention, but long-term influence is usually sustained through meaningful contribution. Psalm 109 reflects the reality that individuals may sometimes face hostility despite their efforts to do good. This reminds us that approval from everyone is not a realistic expectation. Different people have different perspectives, interests, and motivations. Attempting to satisfy every individual often leads to frustration and divided focus. Excellence provides a more reliable path because it concentrates on quality, effectiveness, and integrity rather than universal approval. Another important aspect of excellence is consistency. Occasional success may attract attention, but consistent excellence builds trust. Trust develops when people repeatedly demonstrate competence, reliability, and professionalism across different situations. Consistency reassures others that performance is not dependent upon circumstances alone, but reflects genuine character and discipline. False narratives often lose strength when confronted by sustained evidence. While rumors and misconceptions may spread quickly, they frequently struggle to survive when reality consistently contradicts them. A pattern of strong performance, ethical conduct, and positive contribution creates credibility that becomes increasingly difficult to challenge. This does not mean that excellence eliminates all opposition. Even highly competent individuals sometimes face criticism, resistance, or misunderstanding. However, excellence changes how such challenges are perceived and addressed. It provides a foundation of credibility that strengthens resilience during difficult seasons. Continuous improvement is another important element of excellence. Excellence is not perfection. Rather, it is a commitment to growth, learning, and improvement. Individuals who pursue excellence remain teachable. They seek feedback, refine skills, and adapt to changing circumstances. This commitment ensures that value creation continues expanding rather than becoming stagnant. Professional growth also requires patience. The benefits of excellence are not always immediate. In some cases, consistent effort may go unnoticed for a period of time. This can create frustration, especially when others appear to advance more quickly. However, sustainable success often develops gradually. The habits, skills, and credibility built through consistent excellence frequently produce opportunities that become visible only after significant investment. Another valuable lesson is that excellence influences opportunities. Decision makers often seek individuals who demonstrate reliability, competence, and integrity. While talent may open doors, consistency often keeps those doors open. Excellence increases trust, and trust frequently creates access to greater responsibility and influence. Value creation also contributes to confidence. Individuals who know they are making meaningful contributions are often less vulnerable to discouragement from external criticism. Their confidence is rooted in evidence of their work rather than dependence on constant approval. This stability strengthens emotional resilience and supports long-term effectiveness. Relationships benefit from excellence as well. People naturally gravitate toward individuals who consistently add value, solve problems, and contribute positively to shared goals. Excellence builds respect, and respect often strengthens professional networks and opportunities. Ultimately, Psalm 109 teaches that temporary opposition should never distract individuals from the pursuit of excellence. False narratives may arise, criticism may occur, and challenges may emerge, but consistent value creation remains stronger than temporary resistance. Excellence builds credibility, strengthens trust, creates opportunities, and sustains influence over time. When individuals focus on contribution, continuous improvement, and integrity, they establish a foundation that allows them to overcome obstacles and achieve meaningful, lasting success, regardless of the opposition they may encounter along the way. Professional growth requires focus on purpose rather than constant engagement with negativity. One of the greatest threats to career advancement is not always a lack of skill, opportunity, or intelligence. Sometimes the greatest threat is distraction. Psalm 109 reveals a situation filled with opposition, criticism, and hostile voices. While these realities are significant, the deeper lesson is that individuals must learn how to remain focused on their purpose even when negativity surrounds them. Success often depends not only on what a person does, but also on what they refuse to allow to dominate their attention. Every professional journey contains distractions. Some distractions come in the form of criticism, workplace politics, misunderstandings, competition, or negative conversations. Others appear as doubts, fears, insecurities, and constant concern about what others may be saying or thinking. When individuals become consumed by these distractions, they often lose energy that could have been invested in growth, learning, innovation, and value creation. Purpose acts as an anchor during such seasons. Purpose provides direction, meaning, and clarity. It reminds individuals why they began their journey and what they are ultimately working toward. Without a clear sense of purpose, negativity can easily become the central focus. People may spend more time reacting to problems than building solutions. They may invest more energy defending themselves than developing their skills. One of the most damaging effects of negativity is its ability to drain emotional energy. Constant engagement with conflict, criticism, and workplace drama often leaves individuals exhausted. Mental energy that should be directed toward productive work becomes consumed by frustration and emotional stress. Over time, this can reduce motivation, creativity, and overall effectiveness. Purpose helps counteract this tendency by providing a larger perspective. When individuals remain connected to meaningful goals, temporary challenges become easier to manage. Difficulties are viewed as obstacles to navigate rather than permanent barriers. This shift in perspective strengthens resilience and encourages continued progress despite adversity. Another important lesson is that not every battle deserves participation. Many professionals damage their productivity by attempting to respond to every criticism, correct every misunderstanding, or confront every negative comment. While some issues require attention, many do not. Wisdom involves recognizing the difference. Focused individuals understand that their time and energy are limited resources that must be invested carefully. The ability to ignore unnecessary distractions is often a sign of maturity. Mature professionals understand that success is built through sustained effort over time. They recognize that responding to every negative voice often creates more problems than solutions. Instead, they prioritize meaningful work, strategic thinking, and continuous improvement. Purpose also strengthens emotional stability. Individuals who understand their mission are generally less affected by temporary setbacks because their confidence is rooted in a larger vision. They may experience disappointment, but they are less likely to abandon their goals because they recognize that challenges are part of the journey rather than evidence that the journey should end. Another benefit of maintaining focus is increased productivity. Attention is one of the most valuable resources in any professional environment. What receives attention often grows in influence. When attention is directed towards skill development, problem solving, innovation, and contribution, productivity increases. When attention is dominated by negativity, progress often slows. Purpose-driven professionals are also more likely to make strategic decisions. Instead of reacting emotionally to every challenge, they evaluate situations according to long-term objectives. They ask whether a particular issue contributes to or distracts from their goals. This approach improves decision-making and reduces unnecessary conflict. Growth requires forward movement. Constant focus on negativity often keeps individuals mentally trapped in past events or ongoing frustrations. Purpose redirects attention toward future possibilities and actionable steps. It encourages progress rather than stagnation. Another important truth is that negativity can become contagious. Workplace environments sometimes contain individuals who consistently focus on problems, complaints, and criticism. While concerns should not be ignored, continual exposure to negative thinking can influence perspective and reduce optimism. Purpose provides protection by keeping attention centered on solutions, opportunities, and constructive action. Professional development also requires discipline. Focus is not maintained automatically, it must be protected intentionally. This may involve setting boundaries, limiting unnecessary distractions, managing emotional reactions, and choosing carefully where attention is directed. Individuals who develop this discipline often achieve greater consistency and long-term success. Ultimately, Psalm 109 teaches that opposition and negativity should not determine the direction of a person's career. Challenges may exist, but they do not deserve complete control over attention and energy. Purpose provides a stronger foundation. It strengthens resilience, improves productivity, supports emotional stability, and encourages continuous growth. When individuals remain focused on meaningful goals rather than becoming consumed by negativity, they position themselves to move forward with greater confidence, effectiveness, and long-term success. Perseverance, wisdom, and credibility create foundations that support long-term career success. One of the most important truths revealed through Psalm 109 is that lasting success is rarely determined by a single moment, a single opportunity, or even a single challenge. Instead, it is built gradually through consistent effort, wise decisions, and the development of a reputation that can withstand pressure. While opposition, criticism, and temporary setbacks may influence a season, perseverance, wisdom, and credibility determine the direction of the larger journey. Perseverance is essential because every meaningful career involves obstacles. No professional path is completely free from disappointment, delays, rejection, mistakes, or unexpected challenges. Individuals who achieve long-term success are not necessarily those who avoid difficulties, but those who continue moving forward despite them. Perseverance allows people to maintain momentum when progress appears slow and to remain committed when circumstances become difficult. One reason perseverance is so valuable is that many opportunities emerge only after extended periods of consistent effort. Skills require time to develop. Relationships require time to build. Trust requires time to earn. Influence requires time to establish. Individuals who quit prematurely often abandon the process before its rewards become visible. Perseverance ensures that effort continues long enough for growth and opportunity to intersect. However, perseverance alone is not sufficient. Persistence without wisdom can lead to repeated mistakes. This is why wisdom plays such a critical role in professional success. Wisdom helps individuals evaluate situations accurately, learn from experience, and make better decisions over time. It allows people to distinguish between challenges that require patience and situations that require adjustment. Wisdom also strengthens adaptability. Professional environments constantly evolve through new technologies, changing expectations, and shifting market conditions. Individuals who combine perseverance with wisdom are more likely to remain effective because they continue learning and adapting rather than relying solely on past methods. They understand that growth requires both determination and flexibility. Another important aspect of wisdom is strategic thinking. Strategic individuals do not merely react to events as they occur. Instead, they anticipate challenges, prepare for opportunities, and make decisions with long-term consequences in mind. This perspective reduces unnecessary risks and increases the likelihood of sustainable success. Credibility forms the third pillar of long-term career growth. Credibility is the trust others place in an individual's character, competence, and reliability. It is earned gradually through consistent actions and maintained through integrity. Unlike temporary achievements, credibility continues to create opportunities long after specific accomplishments have passed. Many professionals focus heavily on gaining recognition while overlooking the importance of credibility. Recognition can attract attention, but credibility sustains trust. Organizations, leaders, clients, and colleagues are more likely to invest in individuals whose actions consistently align with their words. Credibility creates confidence that responsibilities will be handled effectively and ethically. Psalm 109 indirectly highlights the value of credibility because opposition often attempts to damage reputation. Yet when credibility has been established through years of consistent behavior, temporary criticism becomes less influential. A strong reputation acts as a foundation that helps individuals navigate difficult seasons without losing the trust they have earned. Another benefit of credibility is increased opportunity. Decision makers frequently choose individuals they trust when assigning important responsibilities. Trust reduces uncertainty and creates confidence in future performance. As a result, credibility often becomes a gateway to leadership roles, greater influence, and expanded professional opportunities. The relationship between perseverance, wisdom, and credibility is especially powerful. Perseverance keeps individuals moving forward. Wisdom ensures that progress occurs in the right direction. Credibility creates trust that opens doors along the way. Together, these qualities form a foundation capable of supporting sustained success across many years. Challenges often strengthen these qualities rather than weaken them. Difficult seasons test perseverance, refine wisdom, and reveal the importance of credibility. Individuals who respond constructively to adversity often emerge stronger because they gain experience, perspective, and resilience that cannot be acquired through comfort alone. Another important lesson is that long-term success should be measured by more than position or income. True professional success includes character, contribution, influence, and the ability to create value consistently over time. Perseverance, wisdom, and credibility support all of these outcomes by providing stability and direction. Ultimately, Psalm 109 teaches that temporary opposition should never overshadow the importance of long-term development. While challenges may arise, they do not have the power to determine the final outcome for individuals who remain committed to growth. Perseverance sustains effort, wisdom guides decisions, and credibility strengthens trust. Together, these qualities create a durable foundation for meaningful achievement, allowing individuals to navigate adversity, seize opportunities, and build careers marked by lasting impact, stability, and success.